people has reached out and said that they like my stories and sharing poems and things like that. And I told them not to worry, I couldn't do many more because I don't know that many poems. But with my birthday this past week, one of the messages I received was from a cousin, and she reminded me of a poem that I shared that my mother taught me. And it's a pretty good poem, so I think I'll share it with you all. Now, my mama was the kind that it didn't matter how common I was and how much I did, she still thought I was perfect, or I guess she hoped I was. And I can remember we would meet folks that she went to school with or went to church with or whatever, and she'd introduce me, and she'd say, "This is Corey, my son, and he's never done anything wrong." And trust me, I'd done plenty wrong. It used to embarrass me the worst, made me feel the worst, but I don't know, maybe that was part of her thing, guilt tripping me. But when I was probably 8 or 9, maybe even 10, she taught me this poem. Well, we had a book, it was called America's Greatest Poems, I believe was the name of it. And that stayed on our coffee table, and believe it or not, back then, we used to sit around and read. And so I remember finding that poem in there. She shared it with me, and I tried to commit it to memory for her, and she liked me sharing it. And the poem is by a guy by the name of Will S. Adkins, and it's called If I Only Was the Feller. And just so you'll know, the little boy in it talks a little bit funny. And so to try to stay true to the character, or his character, I'm going to try to talk like him in the poem. You'll see why. Anyway, I think this was a poem that she had shared to try to keep me straight and help me to grow up and be a better person. So maybe you moms will appreciate this, and you can share things like this with your son. It goes something like this. While walking down a crowded city street the other day, I heard a little urchin to a comrade turn and say, "Say, Jimmy, let me tells you, I'd be happy as a clam if I only was the fellow that me mother thinks I am. She thinks I am a wonder, and she knows her little wad would never mix with nothing that was ugly, mean, or bad. Oh, a lot of times I sit and think how nice 'twould be, gee whiz, if a fellow was the fellow that his mother thinks he is. My friends, be yours a life of toil or undiluted joy. You can learn a wholesome lesson from that small, untutored boy. Don't aim to be an earthly saint with eyes set on a star. Just try to be the fellow that your mother thinks you are." Anyway, Jessica, thanks for reminding me of that poem. And thank you, Mama, for encouraging me to learn it. I appreciate y'all coming by the shop. If you like this kind of stuff, a little encouragement might help me to keep doing it. I've even been asked to start a podcast, but I don't even know what that means. So maybe I had to look into that. I don't know what that would entail, but thanks for coming by, and you're welcome back anytime. Hopefully I'll see you next Thursday.